Well, howdy. Welcome back to the channel. Today you join me on a section of trail called the Hamilton Burlington Loop. This is an extensive trail that loops all the way from Hamilton around the bay all the way to Burlington. Now we are starting on the top of the mountain part of the trail. There is a small little side path that leads probably for about 3 or 4 kilometers all the way around this side trail. And as today is quite warm and there is a little bit of breeze, so I wanted to find somewhere with a lot of shade where we could hike around and actually not overheat too much. As today the temperature is about 27 degrees. Yeah, in the sunlight it feels like it's about 30, maybe 32. So it is quite warm out. So hiking through this small little section here, I found a tree that has been collapsed down by the side of a little hill over here. Now the tree is quite rotted through, almost kind of most of it is missing. That's probably why it fell down. However, at the base of it, where a lot of the rot has started, you can actually see a lot of the wood crumbling, and it has a very interesting texture. I'm not quite sure if this will work out as a photo or not, but as I was hiking along, I just kind of saw it at the corner of my eye, and it just has just a little bit of interest. So I'm gonna hike around, see if we can find a spot that can actually just see this part of the log that I want. I'm not quite sure how I want the backdrop to be. Initially, when I saw it, I was thinking of doing a black and white photo, as it's been quite a while since I've done any black and white, and every time I look at some of the photos, and I'll just convert it to black and white, and it always surprises me just how interesting some of them can look, how artistic, or something that rhymes with that anyway. So I'm thinking if we could maybe set up down here somewhere, shoot all the way down the log. I'm not quite sure. It's very shaded right now except for the base portion of it. So I was going to see if we can wait a few minutes, if the sunlight might change a little bit, maybe throw a little bit more interest on it. But I do want to try getting it framed up first. I'm thinking of probably shrinking it a little bit to a 16:9, cutting it off, probably where a lot of the roots are still showing, just going from the base of the trunk all the way up. So I decided on a framing that I like. I was going to try to straighten out the log to try to actually make the lines parallel running down it. But the log and the tree itself, like the branch, it's not actually straight itself. It does have a bit of a curve to it. So I decided to just go straight across and kind of do it on a bit of an angle. So I tried to run it all the way at f45. Unfortunately, it was just too long. It was over 20 seconds. And as I mentioned earlier, today there is quite a bit of a breeze, so it's a little bit too long for a picture. So I've opened it back up a little bit more to f16, 3.2 seconds, ISO 100. And I'm also at the maximum extension, 300 millimeters for this lens. All right, I'm just gonna slap on a circular polarizer. And we'll see if it makes any difference. Because of how the weather is today, I don't know if even longer shutter speeds will be helpful. So it'll be interesting to see if the circular polarizer actually does very much for this image or not. I'm split 50-50 on it. I'm looking at the one that actually has the circular polarizer, as well as the one that doesn't have it. And it does help bring out just a little bit more color and contrast in some of the wood. So initially, I was thinking of having an image set up like this, where you can see a lot of the stuff in the foreground. There's just a lot of interest in the scene. The only problem, as you can see, the leaves themselves, they are shaking profusely, and there is far too much greenery all around it, and it just kind of adds too much movement and too much distractions. But when I zoom in completely and then isolate it down to just the log itself, and you can see how even though there's still a little bit of a darker patch inside of it, you can see all the termite damage and all of the holes that have been put into the wood itself, causing it to look a little bit like punk wood. I'm assuming if you were to actually take even more oxygen out of this wood, it would actually be really good for combustion. And initially I was also going to put it back to full frame, but you can see just here in the bottom where there is a log underneath it and a little bit of a gap. Same with up here, there's just a little bit too much room and too much too much negative space again. And it doesn't really look that appealing, but if I go into 16 by 9, it almost completely removes the gap at the bottom, and then it shortens up the gap near the top. So it leaves a little bit of the greenery, as you can see there in the background, and it is still moving a little tiny bit. So I'm just gonna wait for a lull in the breeze. Let's just add a little bit more light, just so we can see inside of here better. So we are now up to 2.5 seconds, f16, ISO 100. I'm gonna insert the photo now into the video. Let me know what you guys think about this picture. So we're gonna continue hiking around the trail. It may come close to the QEW, so it may become a little bit louder, but that should be all right. All right, well, let's keep hiking. Hopefully we can find another photograph or two. Well, as we were hiking down, I came upon this really steep hill here, and I'm kind of questioning whether or not I should try to hike down there and see what's around, or just stay on top of the mountain area and just kind of focus in on this area more. I don't think I've ever been down there, so I have no idea where it goes. It looks like it goes underneath the highway, so it probably would be extremely noisy right now, as it's about 6 o'clock. So most people are either on their way home or heading home. So I'm gonna continue hiking. We're gonna go around the outside a bit more, and hopefully it should quiet down a bit more. walking for quite a while now, and in this particular area I'm seeing a lot of decaying trees or just rotten trees. So even though I didn't really think about it, I guess today does have kind of a theme. There's a lot of rotten and decaying logs and trees all over this area. And even though a lot of the greenery is kind of covering it up, some old dead decaying ones. Oh, a lot of sumac in this area. As I was hiking down, I looked through the forest here where you can see a lot of pine trees and other stuff, and it really caught my attention with the uniform nature of all the trees being laid out. Even though it looks a little bit more chaotic with all of the greenery in the foreground. And I'm looking around because I feel like there should be a photograph here. I think this actually might be, this could potentially be a photograph, but I'm not quite sure if I can see anything yet. I'm gonna have to walk around here a little bit, seeing if we can find any more openings. As this little side trail right here in the foreground, so this little trail right here in the foreground is very overgrown. And this year we have a large amount of ticks out. So I'm being very careful today, making sure I check myself thoroughly. So I've been sat here for probably, I want to say 10, 15 minutes, just trying to find a composition. Initially, I saw there was a lot of pine cones all over the ground with different, kind of different ages of their life, from very small and full of color to very wide open and absolutely dried right out husks. But as I was walking around, I caught the tree over here, and with the light hitting it at a specific angle, especially from this side over here, it adds a lot of interesting contrast, and there is some sap and other stuff running down the side of the tree. So I'm thinking if I were to convert it to black and white, just kind of focus in on the detail of all of the bark on the foreground on the tree, and then have a little bit of the, you'll see the streak going down of where all the pitch and stuff is from the tree, all the sap rolling down it. And I wonder if that might add a kind of a pop of color, a pop of contrast to the image. So on this tree over here, the sap is a little bit more controlled, it's a little bit more nuanced, and it's only a very small couple of trickles that are running down the tree. And then particularly with the branch in front of us, right underneath it, there is a shadow that is being cast down onto the actual image itself. So I focused in at 300 millimeters, about 6 to 7 feet away, so I'm able to zoom in very close and actually see the detail of the bark and all the intricate designs wherever it goes. Whereas you can almost feel the bark, the tactile nature of it. You almost exactly know how it would feel to run your hand over it. So it's very strange, even though it's only a 2D image. I'm not really sure why, but this one I feel has a bit more dimensions where you can almost feel the grain of the actual tree itself. Now, with the back of the camera, as you can see right now, there's a lot of shadows kind of moving around in the foreground of the image. So I'm going to try switching over to monochrome, and then we can get a good idea of how the picture will actually look. So now that's very interesting. With it being zoomed in and this close, it almost looks like it's actually made of granite or some kind of a rock. It almost loses the actual feeling of it being the bark of a tree, which to me is very interesting, where even though it is one thing, when you look at it, it can be interpreted many different ways. There we go, back to landscape. Get all this off the screen, and then back with color, you can see the white outlines of the sap as it's running down the tree. You can see how some of the sap itself even went inside of that little gully in the tree where the bark is kind of opening up just a little bit. I initially wanted to actually put the bottom branch into the composition, but with it being broken at such an angle, it doesn't really add any appealing aspects to the image, and it just kind of looks blah. And the more I looked at it, I realized it really wasn't part of the image that I was seeing. I was mostly just focusing on the bark of the tree. That really is what caught my attention first. Full frame, f40, 3.2 seconds, ISO 100. And then of course, 300 millimeters zoomed in fully. All right. Well, that is the one image down. I'm going to insert it into the video. And before I head out today, I'm just going to focus in on the other little bit of sap from that tree. And I'll show you guys why it doesn't quite look as interesting as this one did over here. We'll just move everything over. If I zoom out a little bit more, you can see up at the top here where there is the larger knot and a huge amount of the actual sap itself is kind of congealed into a giant ball. And then very few streaks of it very slowly drip down the tree over time. Now, on the other tree, you'll notice there was no kind of ball of actual sap. The sap itself was very slowly leaching out of very small areas in the tree. Whereas this one, it looks like it may have actually been some kind of injury or something happened to the tree to eject this much sap to try to plug up the hole. Even though this may look like an interesting photo, I don't really think so. To me, this one is a little bit just too chaotic and too noisy. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to include that third to the last photo in the video or not. As I was saying, it's very similar to the second photo we took from the sap on that tree. And I don't really want to introduce too many of the same thing, especially with how much noisier and a little bit more how busy it looked. But it's starting to get a little bit late, so I'm going to have to start heading home. Well, I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to add that third photo or not in the video. As I was describing earlier, I don't really think I like that one as much, so I don't really think I'm going to include it in the video. But at least it was an interesting piece to talk about as to why some photos, though they may look appealing, they're not really the best. And when something bugs you about the composition, it always jumps out at you. It's very hard to try to overlook that in the image. Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to have to head home, start editing this video. If you guys enjoyed the video today, like, comment, subscribe down below if you so wish, and I'll talk to you guys again in the next one. Have a good one.